Oh, does she have a thing for him? Oof, and my heart is gonna hurt, isn't it?
We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fantasy. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello beautifuls, this is Aromie here. Welcome back to Changeling. We're here in the car with Elliot talking about the sweet old Elliot. I was thinking friendly, but okay. You're no fun at all. I mean, he's sweet though. I'm going to the office. You headed up to the club room. Yeah, have fun with your paper filing. Yeah, no. Have fun with your reading. Yeah, no. Since Ellie had to arrive early every morning, it gave me a bit of free time to do some research and reading. I had taken to going up to the club room instead of the regular school library. It wasn't particularly fun exactly, but I had taken any extra research time I could get. I climbed the stairs quietly, planning ways to make my study time more productive. Meh. But first, I should probably set aside my fairy studies to look up information on how to appease an irritated household spirit. As much as I didn't want to put anything on hold for that, I also did not want to have to take blame for its pranks anymore. Then I guess sleepwalking. Very sleepwalking. I didn't even know if that was a thing. There's no one in the club room when I arrived, which wasn't too unusual. Sometimes I did see Mark, William, or Ewan. Ewan has not appeared in a lot of these routes for a hot minute, and when I first saw him when I was going through the common route again, it was so weird to see him. Or any combination of the three. Sometimes other students as well, a pink-haired boy named Drayson or a girl named Shelley. Allie had told me she was a witch, but I'd never spoken to her. She seemed pretty quiet. At any rate, there was often no one at all, so I wasn't too surprised to find myself alone there. I went to retrieve a few books Vilos had let me take from the library. Sitting in my usual spot on the sofa, I pulled my journal into my lap. I added a few notes about cats and their apparent ability to see fairies, then turned to my sparse notes on vampires and added that they apparently could inject a numbing agent when they licked or bit people. And finally, I added a quick note about sleepwalking again. I tapped my pen thoughtfully on the page before grabbing up one of my research books and opening to the last marked place. If I recall, there was something in there that might be useful. I stared down at the header. Crimbles. Apparently a type of changeling, huh? I knew what changelings were. I flipped a few pages back in my journal and scanned the notes. There were human children that had been replaced with fairies, either babies or an older fae. I didn't like to think about the idea of changelings. Every time I read about them, anxiety stirred in the pit of my stomach. The thought that maybe that was the explanation for my situation was uncomfortable, to say the least. I mean, the idea of being swapped out as an infant and growing up thinking I was someone else entirely. Fortunately, there wasn't much about the topic that matched up. Just one thing about Crimbles had caught my eye. I flipped back to that page and scanned the text. There it was, at the bottom. If the family managed to get their child back, the child would have no memories of their time in Fairy, but would retain a sort of vague recollection of beautiful music. Music, huh? Like the singing of my dreams. It wasn't exactly a clear match, but there was a bit of similarity. The rest, though, I didn't really align. Like Crimbles having a talent for music, which I didn't, or being malformed or an ugly. I mean, some people might be willing to debate me on the ugly part, but at the very least, I wasn't malformed. Still, I didn't like having to make connections between myself and this topic, even tenuous ones. But hey, the guy I was supposed to go after, but the guy I'm actually after. Suddenly the door to the library, and the guy already went after. Ooh. Suddenly the door to the library opened and several people entered the room. I was surprised to see Danny, Elliot, and Mark together. They also seemed surprised to see me. Wait, Elliot was still standing in the driveway when Elliot and I left. He couldn't possibly have beaten us here. Good morning, again. Hello, Michiko. Hi. I watched the three of them suspiciously. You okay? Yeah, I'm just... How on earth did you get here before Allie and I did? We left before you and you came straight here. Elliot laughed sheepishly. Danny shot him a knowing look. If that's all, I'll be going down now. You'll be alright. Of course. That's when it hit me that they all look awfully serious, even Elliot. Wonder what's that about? Mark quickly left, giving me a curt nod as he passed. I watched him disappear into the hall. Is everything okay? Nothing for you to worry about. As I thought. I rolled my eyes inwardly. Nothing for me to worry about, which didn't mean there was something going on, just that it didn't involve me, so I apparently didn't need to know about it. I was almost starting to get used to being shut out of whatever they were doing. Anyway, I had to go find someone, so I'll be leaving. See you two in literature. I stared after him with narrowed eyes. Suspicious? What was that about? Nothing important. Violet was just chatting with us about something. I see. By the way, shouldn't Danny have football practice or something in the mornings? Elliot joined me on the sofa, frowning slightly. Actually, I think Danny's quitting the team. What? It's a long story. Anyway, there are some issues, so he's quitting. He hates confrontation. That sucks. Yeah, his dad's really ticked off. I mean, you know, he had scholarships dependent on it and stuff. I can imagine. I think he'll probably try to see if they'll let him continue to intern down at the agency after graduation. He plans to work for them later anyway. Me too, actually. Oh, really? I had a hard time imagining Elliot as any kind of agent. Then again, I didn't really have a full grasp of what the agency did. Maybe he'd get a desk job. Though I really couldn't imagine that either. I gave him a curious look. So how did you get here before me? Well, my closet's connected to the club room. I had Corbin set it up. It's way easier to get to school this way, and it means I don't have to leave as early. I let out a sigh, a long sigh and rubbed my forehead. I need to stop being surprised by everything you people do. I didn't even know that was possible. That's so cool. And he doesn't have to, like, walk to school in broad daylight. It would probably be better for your blood pressure. You keep having all these crazy spikes lately. I narrowed my eyes at him suspiciously. You can tell that. Well, I mean, because your heart rate goes up. Again, you can tell that? I was just going to just write that off as some kind of crazy vampire thing and move on. That's super weird, though. So, back on the closet thing. You're not worried someone's going to burst into your room on accident while you're changing? It requires a specific knock and command. You people and your secret knocks. Cora could probably set yours up too. No, I do not need a magic portal to the school in my closet. I am 100% sure my mom would find it. And no one wants that. No one. You laugh now, but if it actually happened, no one would be laughing. She'd freak out, huh? I don't even know. If she saw something like that, she might just demand to be the club president or something. My dad, on the other hand, complete freak out. He just laughed. Honestly, your mom sounds amazing. You say that only because you don't know any better yet. I'll keep that in mind. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You're reading, right? He held up a book he brought with him from the library. I was going to read a little too. Oh, so what are you reading this morning? I leaned over to look, but he held it off to the side, abruptly turning a rather fascinating shade of red. Nothing. Just nothing. Okay, that was an unusual reaction. What is that about? Nothing. Really? I don't know, I'm kinda interested. What are you reading, bro? Tease him a little bit? Really? I somehow don't think that's true. I mean, why else would he try to hide it? Now, if it had been a magazine or something, I just assumed it was something perverted. But it was an old dusty book with a worn-out brown cover. What could it be? I smirked at him. Just tell me you're reading old romance novels or something. What? No, it's nothing like that. Really, then why are you holding it behind your head so I can't see the cover? No reason, just, you know. Well, I understand if you're reading Jane Austen or something, that might hurt your reputation as a man. Though I personally think men are perfectly able to enjoy Austen, and Austen now and again. I'm not reading that. I gave him a calculatedly what? Dubious look. Elliot pouted, still keeping the book behind him where I couldn't get to it. You're mean. I've been told that before. I'm starting to doubt Spencer's the evil twin. Hey, now that's below the belt, mister. He grinned at me. He started it. I mean, I cracked my knuckles loudly. I can finish it too, you know. He just laughed and didn't seem at all intimidated. And in any case, it was getting to be time to head downstairs anyway. I shook my journal and encyclopedia, sliding one into my book bag and setting the other on the coffee table. Going down? Yeah, there's only a few minutes before the bell anyway. I'll come with you. Weren't you going to do some reading? I guess I have to do it later. I grinned and together we left the club. Momo? A blur of black and white flashed toward us from the direction of the stairs. It zipped past me and collided with Elliot. Is it a cat? I stared over my shoulder at the tangle of limbs on the floor. Brenna! She clung to him gleefully as he tried to pick himself up. Well, I should probably already be used to it by now. Brenna was really odd. Is Brenna the cat? I swear Brenna's a cat. Like, she could shapeshift. Her mood swings were legendary throughout the school. On a given day, you never knew which Brenna you were going to encounter, the nice one or the evil one. There was only one person that could count on encountering nice Brenna, and that was Elliot. Oh, does she have a thing for him? Oof, and my heart, it's gonna hurt, isn't it? She transformed into a completely different person when she was around him. Friendly didn't even begin to describe it. Brenna! Hi. She was rubbing her head against his, just like a cat. In spite of how rude she was most of the time, she had some oddly adorable traits. I edged away from them as two students came from another club and stared. They whispered quietly as they passed by. Bill was giving me a pleading look, his eyes definitely screaming, "Help me, help me." I bit back a giggle at his expense. So dear, I should probably do the right thing and help him out. So Brenna, she stopped rubbing against Ellie and gave me an annoyed look at the moment I spoke. Oh, fuck, man. I think she has a thing for Elliot, and I'm getting in the way of it. Sorry. Getting in the way of it, because I'm main character, okay? I really do not want to go up against her, though. Judging by how she usually treated me, I'd have to say she didn't really like me much. I wasn't sure why, but it was disappointing since she was also Fae. It would have been nice to be able to talk to her. If looks could kill. Well, I haven't had a chance to thank you for helping me last week. You know, under the bridge, with that, Spriggan? Well, legitimate reason for interrupting them, sort of. At any rate, it gave Elliot the chance to squirm out from under her and stand up. Brenna let him escape and decided to settle for clinging to his arm while glaring at me. I wasn't helping you. It was just fun to stop him from doing what he wanted. I see. Well then, unthank you, I guess? What am I supposed to say to that? I've been thinking at that time. That thing you said to me, wasn't it a line from a poem? Suddenly there was a heavy weight against my back and two soft hands covered my eyes. Don't look. You mustn't look at goblin men. That's what the old poem says. The poems say, isn't it? Humans are strangely perceptive at times, particularly in older days. There are many of them who wrote interesting things. Rhyming warnings and proverbs disguised as lullabies are easily remembered for even the most unaware mortals. People like you are easily led astray. That's why it's best if you don't look at them. If you just pretend they aren't there, they may as well not exist. What the heck? I suppose that answers my question though, but how the heck am I easily led astray? Elliot finally managed to free his arms, so Brenna wrapped her arms around his neck, pulling him down for a hug. Or maybe she was strangling him. It was kind of hard to tell. Hope vampires don't need to breathe. I snickered softly. I hope you appreciate that snack I helped you with this morning, Momo. What? Snack? Wonder what's that about? She is a cat. Scratched me on purpose, so Elliot could have a snack. And I'm that snack, bro. I decided I probably didn't want to know what vampire snacks entailed. Well, I'd done what I could to help him. I did. Now I was getting awkward with Brenna, lovingly suffocating him in front of me. I'll just leave you two alone. It's nearly time for class. Elliot finally managed to pry Brenna's arm away from his face. It took several desperate breaths before he disentangled himself and stumbled away from her. I'll come too. Sorry, Brenna, I have to go to literature. She shot me a scowl, but I just shrugged. Not my fault he didn't want to be suffocated by a crazy fangirl. Yo, fangirl? I would have, to be honest, if I didn't know who they were, I would have thought they were a couple. Elliot, I left a little something for you on your back porch. Don't forget to eat it when you get home. She left food on his back porch for him? They definitely had a weird relationship. Elliot said a hasty goodbye and followed me down the hall. Brenna watched us for a moment before going into the club room. Elliot let out a long release sigh as we headed for the stairwell together. So, I couldn't tell if she liked him or just liked to be mean to him. I wonder if I should give it a poke. Or maybe it would be weird if I did. Elliot has a lot of freaking choices. Does Brenna live near us or something? Are you two going out? So, Momo, are you two going out? We're not. We're definitely not. He answered that awfully fast. So really, we're just friends. I nodded, totally unconvinced. We are. Sometimes I wonder if we're even that, or if she's actually trying to kill me. But we're not going out at all. Definitely not. The lad doth protest too much, methinks. You're not believing me. Grinned at him as we started down the stairs. I don't know if that was a good choice. So, Momo? Yeah, better choice. I was going for that, but then I was very curious what he had to say about the going out. Momo. Ugh. You have a lot of interesting nicknames. What is it Danny calls you? Mozzie? Yeah, pretty much everyone calls me that these days, except you. What exactly does it mean? You never told me. Ugh, do you really want to know? Well, I am kind of curious. Don't laugh, okay? You have my word. It's just slang for mosquito. What? Oh, because they suck blood? I hate mosquitoes, though. No laughing. What kind of slang is that? Australian. Apparently, they really like to shorten words a lot. Mosquito to Mozzie? Mosquito sounds more like rolling off the tongue easier. Does that have anything to do with you being a vampire? Yes, and it's courtesy of my stepsister. Ah, that made sense. He had mentioned that his stepdad and stepsister were Australian. They lived in the States for a long time, though. That apparently hadn't killed their knack for adorable slang. Still, mosquito, that's terrible. But so funny and adorable, too. See, you're laughing. This is why I didn't want you to know. No, it's just I totally get the silly nickname thing. Spencer used to call me Snore, you know, before he decided he hated me. Not that I snore, for the record. Of course you don't. I just got that nickname for some reason. Now he mostly calls me loser or something, so I guess I should have appreciated Snore while it was still a thing. But this is where we are going to stop for today's episode as Cover Williams tracks up. We're stopping here. Pretty sure Brenna was a cat named Bren, and I don't know how she does that. Because is she Fae or she like a special Fae? But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Touch it,